Buddy, welcome back to Dave's Garage. You know, I'm kind of enjoying recording my YouTube lessons out here in the garage. Garage is being a special place for musicians. Most all of us started in a garage. Most all of us practice in a garage. Most all of us had several garage bands. In fact, I still do. We still meet here on Saturdays and we jam. We practice, we play. Sometimes students come over and it's kind of cool. The garage. So here we are in Dave's Garage again, and today's lesson is about reeds. What every woodwind player knows is that there's a little slice of bamboo that's attached to a mouthpiece that when you blow through it makes an annoying sound. If you've ever played your mouthpiece off your saxophone, you know that sound will cut glass, right? But it travels down through the length of your instrument, the clarinet, for example, and it becomes conditioned and it comes out this end as a beautiful noise, right? The reed, actually it's not made of bamboo, but bamboo is more fun to say than cane, bamboo. Try it, say it with me, bamboo, cane. See, not as much fun. The exception of the one woodwind instrument that doesn't have a reed, of course, is the flute. Flutes make a beautiful noise too, but they do it without a reed. For a flute player, it's all about air and pucker, right? I simplify. But in that respect, flute players have a little advantage for, as all reed players know, reeds can be fussy. I use a reed, by the way, I'm holding Exhibit A here. This is a Rico plastic cover reed. It suits my type of playing, which is blues, rock, and rhythm and blues, soul, and funk. Gives me a little bit more power, yeah, but otherwise it's a normal cane reed that's got a simple plastic covering, and they last a little bit longer. Now back to you. You're probably not using this kind of a reed. You're probably using a regulation cane reed, and you know as well as anybody, you buy a box of 5, which is not cheap. Maybe one of them is going to turn out to just play wonderfully right out of the box. The others maybe not so much, right? And so we tend to leave that one perfect reed on the mouthpiece for as long as possible. In the spirit of full disclosure, I have milked a reed for as long as a summer. I kid you not. But herein lies the problem. The longer that you leave a single reed in play on your mouthpiece, right, the more it begins to lose that stiffness that it comes with whatever number grade it is that you're using. You know, they all have a little number here at the bottom. Mine is a 2.5. If you use a 2.5 long enough and you play it enough and you overplay it enough, it gets wet, dries out, gets wet, dries out, it loses its flexion and it begins to play more like a 2.0 or a 1.5, right? Now when that reed finally gives up the ghost, and you simply have to put on a new reed. It gets chipped, the dog eats it, whatever. Your new 2.5 now plays like a 3.0 or a 3.5 because you got a seriously broken in reed that lived way past its prime. And going back to the normal strength reed that you use, just about blows your tone, your chops, your ability to articulate, the speed at which you can make the note. That all goes away. I hear students changing their reeds and then huffing and puffing and their tone is more like a wheeze, right? We don't need that in performance either. So the solution is, the workaround is, next time you get a box of reeds, take out 3 of them, right? Can you see that? There's a little glare there. There's a number. I wrote with a magic marker in the back. See that? This is reed number 1. I number them all, 1 through 5. I keep about 6 reeds, maybe more, in play at all times. And this solution is that you rotate your reeds. You play 1 a day, right? So on Monday, number 1. On Tuesday, number 2. On Wednesday, number 3. On Thursday, you go back to number 1. This doesn't require any sandpaper or any of those expensive little reed cutting tools. That's all you do. You just get the reeds out, you know, you wet it as you go, and you use 1 a day. That way, the wear is spread evenly over time. You don't have to get into that place where you've got that one reed that you've overblown so much now that the strength is shot. Oh my gosh. Now what you'll need is a reed holder, a type of reed case or reed holder to make this work. And I don't mean these little guys that the reed comes in. You'll need one that actually protects the reed from curling up like a potato chip, all right? Which they'll do. They'll dry out and turn into a potato chip unless you've got one of those humidity controlled little reed cases. And they're not very expensive. They're relatively cheap, considering what they will do for you, and they will help you in your instrumental life. Okay, so that's it. Simple solution. Reeds, rotate them. You can play, keep 5 and play. I don't care how many you keep, just 2 is fine. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Just rotate them, okay? Now, in part 2 of this lesson, I wanted to talk about something that, isn't talked about frequently. Well, actually it is, but it's a reed solution to the problem of altissimo. How many know what that means? Altissimo, altissimo. If you don't, it tends to be the holy grail of a lot of saxophone students who come to me. They really want to blow altissimo. And those are the super high notes that are above the normal range of your saxophone. You have a modern saxophone that plays from B flat at the very bottom to F sharp at the top. I have a non-modern saxophone, and it's B flat to F. So my first altissimo tone, the first tone that I make that is above the normal range of my saxophone, it would be F sharp. All right, and there's a lot that goes into, there's some foundational work that goes into playing altissimo, understanding a little bit more about the structure of your horn, the structure of notes themselves, harmonic overtones, note formation, developing the wind support, the breath support that's necessary. We're going to save that for another session. There's a lot to that. And I have my own methods for reaching altissimo, the top tones. But pretty much so does every sax player. I can almost guarantee that if you look up how to play altissimo on YouTube right after we're done with this lesson, you will find that there are as many methods as there are sax players willing to teach you. Now, the secret reed weapon, say that fast, 10 times. Secret reed weapon, secret reed weapon. The secret reed weapon that I'm talking about that often helps students cross over into altissimo, it's a help, it's a crutch, it's not the solution, but it's a help, is to get yourself a box of tenor sax reeds if you're an alto sax player, and a box of baritone sax reeds if you're a tenor sax player. I kid you not. They will seal on your mouthpiece, and the extra amount of material and the extra flexion in that reed will help you produce tones. Will help you produce all of the tones on your saxophone. They'll sound maybe a little richer, a little bit fuller, but they will help you if you're ready to expand the range into the altissimo tones. Do they automatically get you up into altissimo? No, you still have to work on that. But they sound better all the way around. I didn't think this up, by the way. I was reading a biography of Sonny Rollins. He did that. When he was a kid in New York, he put tenor sax reed on his alto sax and liked the sound. So that's, again, get a tenor sax reed for your alto sax, get a baritone sax reed for your tenor sax. You will be amazed at the results. And stick to the same number. If you're blowing a 2.5 or a 3.0 right now, find the same corresponding number in either. And I think you'll enjoy. So rotate your reeds and try changing up your reeds to reeds that were not originally made for those mouthpieces. Hey, thanks to my alto sax student, Caitlin Walsh, for the question today about reed care, reed coverage. Her band instructor laid on her a solo piece at the last minute that she had to perform in concert. Since schools are starting to open back up again, they had a little concert here. And her solo piece included top tones all the way up to altissimo B. Can you all say yikes with me? Yeah, there you go. That's a pretty high note. So we did the breathing exercises, we did the tone exercises and all that sort of thing, but we also swapped her up to a tenor sax, tried that remedy, a tenor sax reed on her alto sax, and she was able to do it. She was actually able to make altissimo tones on her alto sax that she had never made before. Not only that, she was able to actually go back to the alto sax reeds and still produce the altissimo tones. Kind of interesting, isn't it? So if you have any questions, why don't you write them in the comments section below or send me an email. DaveGoodSax@gmail.com. All one word, DaveGoodSax@gmail.com, okay? Hit that love button then. If you got anything out of this session today, subscribe if you'd like some more of these mini masterclasses on mostly saxophone, but now and then clarinet. And until next time, don't forget to rotate those reeds.